Hey, that's a Soda Pop from Soda Hughes, and you are watching the MOLOCH channel, and this is part 2 of a 3-part series. We're looking at the 3 books in the Hokusai Manga slipcase edition by Thames and Hudson. This is going to be part 2, so the second book. This one's going to be The Wonders of Nature. Again, I really like the cover design and everything. If you haven't already seen part 1, maybe go check that out so you can see all of them. Again, the book is small. Materials are a little bit more fragile, not super high quality, but came at a low cost. This is going to be a fun one. I'm going to try my best to hold open the pages without blocking too much, but it's going to be tough because this book is so small, so I'm sorry in advance. We got some rats. They're all wearing clothes. Elephant. I wonder how many of these were from observation, or if maybe there were other wood block prints, or maybe books that they got a chance to look at. These things are just so fascinating to me, especially when they are things that are done, kind of a falcon, that's cool, done without photography. I mean, it's interesting enough with humans, because humans, most of them also kind of suck at standing still, but at least you can kind of reprimand them for it. And they kind of know what's going on. But most birds, animals and stuff like that, they're not really gonna hang around. So I wonder how many are from, the observation of dead things, then being animated by the artist's observation of kind of their mannerisms, or how many of them are just, them painstakingly kind of trying to hunt these things down, or maybe did they have things that were basically zoos as far back as then? I don't know. I was reading a little bit about Hokusai. Apparently they were very good at self-promotion. And I guess they did one drawing at a festival, I think, that was 200 square meters. Which, I mean, you might be sitting there thinking that's a lot. That's a fucking insane amount. That's crazy. The biggest mural I did, I think, was a 30 square meter mural. And it was completely rendered, so it's probably a little bit different than if he did kind of a single stroke ink thing. But still, that's massive. They also apparently, I think it was kind of like, Secret Walls, I think. He basically did an art battle, from what I was reading, which was interesting to read about, thinking about those things happening so far back. And I guess one of the things he did is he chased a chicken, I guess, around on the canvas, or the paper, sorry. And he had put red on the bottom of the chicken's foot, and he had sloshed around, I guess, blue. And he talked about how it was like maple leaves falling on a river or something, which I thought was very clever, and kind of I'd imagine that would be very entertaining to see, and to see it manifested. It kind of made me think of when I would do the spray paint speed paintings, and people would kind of gather around, and you'd make something from nothing, and it was just a lot of fun. Ooh, that thing's got eyes in its side and horns on its side. Kind of spooky creatures over here. I love the eyes he does. maybe creatures of the deep. It's amazing the amount of curiosity and work that this guy did. I respect it a lot. And that's splendid. Huh. That is, I mean, I think the ink work and the distinct line is so fucking beautiful, but aside from that, like, this stuff is a form of abstraction. It's kind of simplifying the elements of these organisms. And rendering does take time and understanding. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but the ability to successfully simplify the components of these organisms, and they are organic, they're not mechanical, you know, it's not man-made, it's not structured in the same way that those things tend to be, is impressive to me. And that's one of, I feel like, the admirable qualities of working in ink is it forces you to be decisive. And to be successful with it, I feel like you have to understand the object that you're representing enough that, you know, you can choose where the mark goes. And just, man, the amount of things he's going through is just so vast. It's almost obsessive. It really makes me wonder, you know, what it would have been like to meet them. I mean, people talk about going back in time to meet whoever you'd want. But I don't know. It's hard to tell a person's personality just from their art. Oh, I love the clouds. This is wonderful. Just simplifying the way light hits these rocky surfaces with vegetation on them. Snow-capped mountains versus trees. It's impressive. Yeah, I wonder what it would be like to meet Hokusai if I could communicate with him. I mean, I could be entirely wrong, but from the drawings, I get a sense of a love for not just beauty, but a love for the world and life. And just, not just the desire to capture it, but like a desire to understand it. But that could just be my own speculation and me projecting onto the onto the artist from the artwork. It's looking like I'm going to be going to Korea to teach English. Who knows, when I post this, I might already be there. Maybe you'll be getting some vlogs of there. I'm really excited to see some of the architecture and landscape. Might try and get more into doing landscapes on occasion myself. I do know that I want to go to Japan at some point, maybe even live there for a while, just because I feel like there's probably so much to discover. Just draw. Some of the culture I'm interested in, like some of the toge racers and drift culture. Korea. I hope to meet the Super Ani artists and tell them thank you for all that they've done. I don't know. I'm interested and a little bit scared of the next few years of my life, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll try to make it good. Ooh, man. What a crazy way to travel. I wonder if he invented this system, these systems of representing water. Just wonderful. I love it. And it's so interesting, you know, because water does look like that, but it also doesn't. Water is almost something that you kind of can't capture with black ink in a way. And yet this attempt creates something beautiful and functional. It's awesome. The representation of wind and weather. Things that sometimes maybe we don't think about, but an artist is forced to. You can see it's windy, but you can't really see wind, can you? We see wind by its effect on the world. The way it moves things, the things it carries. Kind of want to do a series like that. People being blown by wind. Oh, is that like a... Interesting. This piece is fascinating. Yeah, just another great collection of works. That was part 2, book 2, The Wonders of Nature by Hokusai. It's inspiring to go through Hokusai's work. I might have to eventually get more books if I can find them. Sometimes it's hard to find ukiyo-e books, which is part of why I'm like, I don't know. I might be the tenacious, determined person who tries to do that because I don't see them. Maybe it's just because it's hard to find them in the US. I don't know, but it's something that I wish there was more of, and it's something I'm so very curious about and I think is so wonderful. But yeah, that was part 2. Hope to see you for part 3, and if you haven't already seen part 1, go visit that. Like, subscribe, find ways to support the channel. Maybe go on my Patreon where you can vote for videos and get some free prints from me and stuff. So check it out. Thank you and goodbye.
You're such a sweet